What's up guys, it's Drac, and we finally got our hands on this in the workshop. We took a look at this when we were up in Pawtucket, taking a look at a bunch of different new NERF products, but we finally get to make kind of an unbiased, honest review without, the mothership leaning over our shoulder. To that end, it's a pretty cool offering. When the NERF Pro first came out, it was under the Gelfire label, which didn't make a ton of sense. And then we had the Pro Stryfe, which was very expensive for what wound up being, roughly equivalent to what like a medium hobby build would have been. This is not that. This is a completely custom shell. It is brand new. This is the NERF Pro Cinder, not a Stryfe, not really a derivative of anything. It's pretty unique. It is a super compact, semi-auto only flywheel blaster. Using a pretty standard control suite, I picked mine up at Target for 50 United States dollars. Note that that price point does not include the 8? Where does it say? Somewhere on this box, it's gonna say that it takes 8 AA batteries, because it takes 8 AA batteries. Whatever your cost is there, if you're not using rechargeables, if you're using alkalines, probably these days about 10 bucks. That's the Cinder. 50 bucks gets you 30 darts, the blaster, 1 angled talon that's a NERF branded angled talon, but is compatible with angled talons, which is nice, and 30 darts. So enough to load 2 magazines, however, only the 1 magazine to begin with. Here, it says that they're selling mag and dart accessories. They also have the torrent, which we'll cover in a video very, very soon. Trigger lock is underneath. Semi-auto controls using the trigger up front. No trigger guard, everything's exposed. Reminds me unironically of like the Pyara, and almost kind of a relatively similar setup in terms of the overall aesthetic. I wish I had a Pyara on hand to show you guys. Also advertising that they got the tack rail up top. You've got a stock, question mark. Is it a stock? Time will tell. Let's bust it out of the package. Let's take a look at what comes inside. Hey, there it is. So I've already gone ahead and installed the batteries and loaded up the magazine. This is our 15 extra darts. So real quick, let's take a look at the Pro Dart. Now this is the NERF Pro Dart. It says NERF Pro on the front there, you can tell. And it's got a unique head geometry. No real crush zones other than on the lips here. It's got 4 sections. It's a departure from the cut-down AccuStrike darts that came with the Stryfe X. Why? Well, mostly because of the torrent, truth be told. They wanted to have a Pro Dart that would work in a breech system for a Springer, and clearly waffle tips, anything that's not a shrunken down head size isn't gonna do it. So why didn't they just use a proven head size or weight or geometry? Well, that's a big thing that competitors tend to patent. So a lot of dart types, even if they're just unique geometry or baffling, tend to be patented. And Hasbro, being so familiar with defending their patents, is not about to infringe on other ones. So a new dart head type, time will tell if it's more accurate or better in any capacity. The glue itself, because this matters to me, it looks like this is a great candidate because it's got glue spilling over the top. And when we pull, this is pretty good glue. Actually, hard to complain about that. How hard do we have to pull? I feel great about the glue on these darts. Genuinely, well done. As for the blaster itself, we have that here. The magazine's gonna load into the back like so. They have included eye protection, mostly because they have to. Is it branded in any way? It is not. It's really sad that, that nobody's branding their eye protection. Do I look cool? Do I look battle ready, internet? I don't think that this is the greatest eye protection of all time. I like when they do this version, I like it when it can easily nest inside optical enhancers, and this is not the case here. However, something is better than nothing. They get props for that, especially when you're whipping things at a remarkable 150 FPS claim. So, serious performance coming out of this bad boy. Let's talk about the overall ergonomics here. There is a stock attachment point. The great secret has been revealed. This is an in-strike stock attachment point. It comes with a cap, whatever you want to call this. That's so that you can put it here. I do want to point out, it angles in a weird kind of way. It's got some contouring on it, but not a lot. It'd be very easy if you're wearing a cotton or a synthetic shirt to just walk it up. So realistically, I don't think that you're shouldering this with the included quote unquote stock. I think that if you're planning on putting a stock on it, you should put a real stock on it. Lots and lots of different options for that. We won't get too terribly into it. Funky bullpup design. You got this is a tight mag well. It's a tight mag well with their magazine. How is it with a worker angled talon? Just as tight. To showcase how tight that is, we are not gravity dropping anything. So you really have to to yank it out. Grip is a good size, a little choked just in there. My hand fits in it kind of a funky way. Underneath these two captive screws, you would put your 8 AA batteries. That does give it an okay weight distribution. The weight being down here complements everything else being back. You might actually shoulder it some of the time. This is about the least useful tactical rail because you've got this bump for what is clearly the flywheel setup here. That's your line of sight. You'd need some sort of riser to get any sort of optic above this. Realistically, this is where you'd put, I guess, a laser or a light. Muzzle looks clean, different patterning on the muzzle. Paint only on one side of the product, $50. Come on, guys. Other than that, good design, right? I mean, your mold release is giving it this very decoupaged, sort of multiple textures. It looks good. I think that the black and white is clean with plenty of orange on it so that it's not mistaken for something it isn't, but none of that matters if it isn't actually performing like 150 FPS. Stryfe Flywheel Blaster. Let's put a few into our target here. So no active braking, which is not uncommon, but it spools up kind of slow, partially because of the alkalines. Lithium batteries just give you a lot more pop. Jump cut because I don't like talking over the wound down motors, but it feels like it's taken about 1.5 seconds to rev up, which is a lot in terms of modified flywheelers, but is still pretty reasonable for something that's off the shelf performing. That spool down does take a while. Magazines in and of themselves are pretty good. This is not a bumper pad, this is hard plastic, but it looks like you could pop the whole system out. It's got 4 teeth that hold it in place. I don't know what this hole is for necessarily. If people think that they're gonna put like a key ring on their magazines and carry 5 of them that way, I am a little confused by it. Maybe it makes it easier for you to grip it. Unlikely. It does make it longer. This worker magazine holds 18 darts. This NERF Pro magazine holds 15. They are almost identical in their size profile, but because they added this, they've effectively taken 3 darts of capacity away from you. Why? I have no idea. Overall, it's a good looking mag though. I like that it's translucent. I like that it's orange. The most popular worker mags by far are the smoked out ones. You can see that just disappears in my background, which means that it would disappear in the dark as well. Make of that what you will. Overall, I think that the Cinder is a solid product, but I do want to put it down range and see how it performs IRL. Let's go. So pretty dialed in at 150 FPS. It's safe to say that the Cinder sends it, but does it send it down range? What's the accuracy look like? We've got our dummy down there at 40 feet. I'm sure that the dummy feels like, you know, it's reciprocated down range. He's over there making his own YouTube vlog, being like, and there's this dummy shooting at me. All the same, the Cinder is a compact package. It is really weird to shoulder. I guess that's my big hot take. I do like the location of the batteries. I don't like the location of the tactical rail, but you know, they are genuinely hitting 100 FPS pretty consistently across the board, so it's hard to complain about that. Let's spool it up, give it its full. It was egregious. I'm sure that if we slow down some of those on the replay, you guys will be able to tell that, is it just no? So what I'm checking there right now, not that you should ever look down the barrel, is it's clearly using the kind of flywheels that we feel like it should be using based on those performance numbers and what we know about the designer. So I'm checking to make sure that they're aligned, and they seem to be aligned. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like I got multiple whirlybirds, which is where the dart does not maintain aerodynamics and kind of very, very technical aerospace engineering where it goes, woo. No, the flechette profile does not deliver it downrange and it ends up spinning out. It loses all of its kinetic energy midair. It's, I'm disappointed, guys. I'm so disappointed that I'm gonna take my second magazine here. I'm gonna put a few downrange and hopefully these are better. I don't know if that's an issue with the darts or an issue with the delivery, but it is an issue. Also, of note, I hit the target twice. That's not for lack of trying. It felt like I was getting a lot that were pulling this way. And then when I tried to compensate and come down, I no longer felt like I was aiming at the thing that I was aiming at. But then they started going up into the left. Very strange. All right, let's dial this in. We'll give it 3 points of contact and we'll see if we can improve. Another 3 in this. That's not a good ratio. Yuck. Well, guys, I mean, with 20% of my shots just going on a journey into nowhere, I don't feel super duper amazing about that. Hopefully other reviewers with different models have better results. I did pay for this model myself. Perhaps Hasbro will send a review model and we'll have better results with that. Hopefully it's an outlier, but not great. FPS was good. Profile is compact. I like the price point at $50. I think that's pretty reasonable, but in a world where there are $40 options that are doing it way better, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we'll try it with off-brand darts. I don't want to leave the video that way. So I'm loading up some Adventure Force darts. These are the Walmart darts. I've got 6 of them on hand. And if those perform better, then I guess we'll let you know that. If we get the same issues, then it's probably with the delivery system. Excuse me, internet. Same accuracy issues, but at least they didn't whirlybird. More testing to come. We'll let you guys know in a YouTube short or something along that line. Anyway, that's the NERF Pro. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Sender did not, in fact, send it. But as long as you guys are still here, I want to appreciate your time, but I also want to remind you that we've got our Fall 30 discount code over at Foam Pro Shop and BlasterBarn.com. That covers everything on Blaster Barn, 30% off. It's our best discount ever. Pick up something vintage, pick up something modern, pick up something to mod it, and it's also covering a lot of the product over on Foam Pro Shop. Really great discount, carrying us into our holiday season. Thank you guys so much for checking out the web stores. Supporting those supports the channel. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of the Sender. Comment section down below. See you guys around. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.